I didn't shout. I didn't demand answers. I didn't even ask why. I just walked away. No messages, no goodbye, no last conversation. She thought I'd stay, that I'd fight for her, try to fix what she had broken. But instead, I vanished. And now, months later, she's the one searching for me, desperate, regretful. But the man she's looking for doesn't exist anymore. The signs were always there. Late nights, the guarded phone, the way she avoided eye contact when I asked simple questions. I noticed it all, but I ignored it because I wanted to believe in her, until one night I couldn't anymore. Her phone lit up while she was in the shower. I wasn't trying to invade her privacy, but when I glanced at the screen, I saw the message that changed everything. I can't stop thinking about last night. When can I see you again? I didn't react. I didn't touch her phone. I just sat there, staring at it, feeling everything and nothing all at once. It wasn't just a betrayal. It was the realization that she had already replaced me. And in that moment, I made my choice. I wouldn't scream. I wouldn't demand an explanation. I wouldn't give her the satisfaction of knowing she had broken me. That night, while she slept peacefully beside me thinking she had won, I packed my bags and walked away, without a word, without looking back. And she had no idea that she would spend the rest of her life searching for me. She had no idea. She slept soundly, completely unaware that everything was about to change. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at her, memorizing the face of the woman I once thought I'd spend forever with. But forever had ended the moment she chose someone else. I wasn't going to fight. I wasn't going to beg. I was just going to do the one thing she never expected. I was going to leave her first. Quietly, I got up and moved through the room, packing only what I needed. No photos, no gifts, nothing that reminded me of her. I wasn't taking memories. I was taking my freedom. When I reached the door, I paused, not because I doubted my decision, but because I knew this moment would haunt her forever. I turned the knob, stepped outside, and closed the door behind me. By the time she woke up, I was already gone. She woke up expecting everything to be normal. She probably stretched, checked her phone, smiled at whatever message she was waiting for. But then she noticed the empty space beside her. No warmth, no presence, just silence. At first, she probably thought nothing of it. Maybe I had gone out for a walk. Maybe I was in the kitchen making coffee, like I always did. But then she saw it. The closet, half empty. The nightstand, cleared out. My keys, gone. That's when her heartbeat picked up. That's when she grabbed her phone, scrolling through dozens of unread messages she had sent to someone else, never expecting to wake up to nothing from me. She dialed my number, straight to voicemail. She tried again, and again, nothing. Then came the text. Where are you? What's going on? Why aren't you answering? Still nothing. And that's when she finally understood. I wasn't just mad. I wasn't just upset. I was gone. And for the first time in her life, she was the one left behind. At first, she told herself it was temporary, that I just needed time, that I would cool off and eventually come back. But as hours turned into days and days into weeks, her confidence shattered. The realization crept in slowly at first, then hit her like a storm. I wasn't coming back. She called. I never answered. She texted. I never replied. Her messages changed from confused. Can we talk? Please just let me explain. To frustrated. This isn't fair. You owe me at least a response. To desperate. I made a mistake. Please, just talk to me. I don't know how to live with this. I miss you. I miss us. But every time she reached out, all she got was silence. She started searching mutual friends, old connections, places we used to go together. Has he said anything about me? Please, just tell me where he is. But no one could help her, because I had erased myself from her world. And the more she searched, the more the truth sank in. She had lost me forever. Now she was the one drowning in regret. Now she was the one chasing a ghost. She never stopped searching. She told herself that if she could just see me, if she could just talk to me, maybe, just maybe, I'd give her another chance. And then one evening it happened. I was sitting in an upscale cafe, drinking my coffee, completely at peace. My life had changed. I was different now. Stronger, wiser, untouchable. Then I heard a sharp inhale. I looked up. There she was, standing at the entrance, frozen in place, her eyes locked onto mine. She had changed, but not like I had. I had grown. She had broken. Her once confident posture was now uncertain. Her expression, once filled with pride, now filled with regret. Slowly, hesitantly, she stepped closer. "It's you," she breathed, her voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't think I'd ever see you again." I didn't react. No surprise, no anger, no emotion, because I'd already closed this chapter. She pulled out the chair across from me, gripping it tightly as if she was scared I'd disappear again. "Can we talk?" she asked, her voice unsteady. "Please." I took a slow sip of my coffee, letting the silence stretch. Then finally I spoke. "Talk about what?" Her breath caught. She wasn't expecting that. She had prepared for anger, maybe even pain, but she wasn't prepared for indifference. And that was when she realized she had lost me for good. She sat down across from me, her hands gripping the edge of the table, as if it was the only thing keeping her from falling apart. Her eyes, once filled with certainty and arrogance, now held nothing but regret. "I've been looking for you," she admitted softly. I leaned back in my chair, watching her. "I know." Her brows furrowed. "You know?" I took another sip of my coffee before meeting her gaze. "Of course." I just didn't care. The words hit her like a slap. Her lips parted slightly, her fingers tightening against the table. She wasn't expecting indifference. She had prepared for anger, maybe even pain, but I had nothing left to give her. "I made a mistake," she whispered, her voice unsteady now. "I thought I needed more. I thought I was making the right choice. But I was wrong." I tilted my head slightly. "So why are you here? Because you regret what you did? Or because the life you left me for didn't turn out the way you expected?" Her breath hitched. She didn't answer. And that silence told me everything. I let out a quiet chuckle, shaking my head. That's what I thought. She reached for my hand instinctively, as if she could somehow hold on to me one last time. "Please," she pleaded, "just give me a chance. I can fix this." I looked at her hand, then back at her face. There's nothing left to fix. Her eyes welled up with tears, her lips trembling. "So that's it," she whispered. "You're really done with me?" I pushed my chair back and stood up, adjusting my jacket. I was done the moment I walked away. She watched me, her face crumpling, realization hitting her like a weight she could never lift. She had lost me, and this time there was no coming back. She sat there frozen, her fingers trembling against the edge of the table, her breath shaky, her entire world collapsing right in front of her. She had spent months convincing herself that if she could just find me, if she could just say the right words, I'd come back. But now she finally understood there was nothing she could say, nothing she could do. She had thrown me away like I was nothing. And now she had to live with the fact that I would never be hers again. "I don't know how to live with this," she whispered, her voice breaking. I exhaled slowly, looking at the woman who once meant everything to me. "Then maybe," I said calmly, my voice cold but final, "you shouldn't have let me go." Her body tensed, as if the weight of those words physically hurt her. But it was too late. I turned and walked toward the exit, not bothering to look back. She could chase me in her mind, relive every mistake, regret every moment, but she would never have me again. She had her moment of power. Now this was mine. Epic ending. Her regret, my freedom. She stayed in that chair long after I was gone. The world around her kept moving, people laughing, drinking, living their lives. But she was trapped in the moment she lost me, trapped in a past she could never return to. And as she stared at the empty seat I left behind, a single tear slipped down her cheek. Not because she missed me, but because she missed the version of herself she was when she had me. And now she would have to live with the fact that she would never have that again. Meanwhile, I stepped out into the cool evening air, feeling lighter than I had in years. I had wasted no words, no anger, no energy. I had simply moved on. And that was the kind of revenge no apology could ever erase. Some people don't regret losing you. They regret losing the life they had with you. And once you realize that, you'll never look back.